is up, everybody? Welcome back to Sons of Ben the Pod. We are here in the beautiful Subaru Park, of course, as always. And we are back here. I'm here with Adam, of course.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm exhausted.
I'm
happy to be
I
here.
feel that.
I'm pumped. I'm happy to be back at the Roo. I find myself I'm at Subaru Park a lot these days, and never for actual sporting events. I'm here doing random business, or I'm here doing like this. This is it.
Yeah.
I haven't actually been back for a game since. Wow, was it Houston? Was my last game? I think there's probably one game in between them. I think Houston was the last game I was.
Just curious what random business you're doing at Subaru Park.
Oh, no, it's fine. We can talk about it. I just talked to my handlers, and I'm going to be back for another year of EMLS. So the Adam Booth experience chugs on here. So, we're prepping. We got some tournaments coming up.
Very nice.
I'll be hyping those up over my social media platforms. Look, we can do some plugs early in the pod. I love that. This is usually late pod activity.
Do we know if oh man, what's his name?
Serge?
Yes.
Serge, that's going to be an interesting question. I don't know if Serge is about to move on from us or not.
Oh.
I'm not trying to break any news or anything here, but there's a chance he comes back too, and that'd be really cool. I really thoroughly enjoyed working with him. He's a really good personality, really good guy. So if he comes back, that's cool. And if we get someone new, that'd be cool. I think they will enjoy their experience here on the EMLS train.
Awesome. Well, we'll get a little bit more about that later.
Please.
We had a comparatively a very boring week as we've had compared to some of the other weeks we've had where we're winning by 3, 4, 5 goals.
No, we're having like crazy sex for a while, and then it just kind of calmed down. That's basically what we were having. Like we were having like earth-shattering shit for a couple of weeks, and then it was just like, oh. So that's like what normal soccer is like again. I forgot when we're not playing like hockey style soccer where we're scoring 5 to 6 goals every game.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh yeah, 0-0 draws. Those also occur occasionally.
It feels weird.
It does. The whole like I enjoy. I never really kind of conceptualized the Union being a team the same way I feel about like Chelsea or something. Not because like to say that they're on the same par as Chelsea, but like anything short of blatant victory kind of feels like a loss 80% of the time, even though when it probably shouldn't. But like that's a weird thing, and I think like I saw that on like Union Twitter. Like a lot of people are like, the Shield's lost. We're gonna lose to everyone now. Blah blah blah. And I'm just like, there's no way people are having these reactions to a team that's only lost 4 times this year. Like it's just a weird kind of reaction. But you have that when you're used to a level of not only success but like dominance. So you're like, well, what do you mean you guys didn't score against Atlanta? Like that just should have been you should have at least got a goal, let alone like several. And it's like, yes. Sometimes when a team is really desperate, they hunker down in a way. They don't allow you to get much offense, and then you need a superhero goalie to save you. So
Yeah. This game does not worry me in any way. Andre Blake, of course, showing up big, getting voted on the team of the week. Yes. And my question to you, Adam, what does a goalie have to do to even be in the MVP conversation?
It's the same conversation a designated hitter has in baseball. It's just like you probably could do something that would make you the MVP in a lot of ways, but no one's going to vote for you because they just don't. They don't see you the same way they see the other players, for better or for worse. Like, there's an obvious bias towards forwards, right? Of
course.
Forwards and number 10s.
Stats.
Because, I mean, like, soccer is not a game of stats. There's only a couple of things that we monitor over the course of a game, and no one's ever going to get the MVP award for most miles traveled over the course of a match, So it's always going to lean towards the Mukhtars of the world. I'm blanking on the man from Austin right now, who's the number 2 guy. But, like, that's who usually gets it. So, and here's the thing. And Matt, we were talking about this in the pre-show, but I was like, Matt Doyle said this a couple of weeks ago. Because, like, when I was over in Italy, I was just consuming MLS podcasts as much as humanly possible because like I'm awake 6 hours before y'all, so I can't even like discuss it. No one's up to have it. So like I'm listening to night before podcasts all the time. And Matt Doyle said it best. The Union are not going to win. No one's going to win MVP from the Union because all of them, we're going to cannibalize votes amongst members of the team because everyone's going to have a different philosophy on what makes the Union tick. Is it Gazdag? Is it Martinez? Is it one of the center backs? Is it, Blake? All of these people could have the conversation. Like, is it Carranza? All of these guys could have their voices in the conversation, but that's the problem. Every other team in MLS has the dude. It has like the obvious man who's like, this is obviously the best player. Like, I want to say that the Union remind me of the 2004 Detroit Pistons. Right? Where the 2004 Detroit Pistons had a lot of great talent. Like they always say there was never stars on there. There wasn't a definitive star. Chauncey Billups was great. Rip Hamilton was great. Rasheed Wallace was great. Ben Wallace was great. Tayshaun Prince was great. All of them were great, but you were never going to say this is the guy that makes the Pistons win. It's the same thing with the Union. Every single one of their guys that we just mentioned are best 11 in MLS caliber players. Yep. But they all play for the same team.
We have the most good player. Like, we have the most amount of good players.
Yeah, like we probably, if you went into a list of like the best talent-wise players in MLS, no Union player probably cracks the top 25.
And we can get into that because we had the 22 under 22
the 22 under 22
list this week where the Union were the team all with the most amount of players on that list.
And
so
it's
like a perfect example.
The future is great for the Union, and like they easily could get there. And I can see Jack McGlynn, if he's even here in 2 years, being like very high up in best players in this league conversation.
Yeah,
but what we're having right now is you have the most complete team in MLS top to bottom. And because of that, you don't have a person who's a singular star that's going to be your MVP.
Yeah.
And I mean, that sucks. And to answer your original question, what does it take a goalie to be MVP? Your team has to also be terrible, is what I have to believe. Like, you also can't
You have to win 1-0 every game.
Like, you can't also be scoring 6 goals a game. Yeah. Like, that just doesn't, cool, you also got the shutout, but, like, it's just hard to conceptualize this is the reason why they're winning, not the 7 spots,
Yeah. And so we'll go back to it real quick. The 22 under 22 list. We had Jack McGlynn showing up with the top spot for the Union at number 10.
Yeah.
We had Paxton Aronson at number 12.
Yes.
And I think we forget that Flock is 21, but
he's only 21, yeah.
He's up there at 14.
He seems like he's 34. Like, not in terms of skill, but just like in terms of just mental fortitude. Like, he just seems like a grown-ass man.
He seems like he's been playing in this league for 10 years.
Forever. And there's some people, like, this happened to Martinez, but there's some people that it automatically happens where they're just like, holy shit, I'm good. I'm good for this league. I can actually play hard in this competition, And it's just like he came over from St. Pauli and was immediately like, no, I'm great.
Yeah.
No, start me every game for forever.
And we love to see it, and we love to see the homegrowns doing things. Getting the call up to the U20s this week was fantastic. So those 3 all got the call up to U20 plus Quinn Sullivan, which some might say Quinn Sullivan was snubbed from this list, but
hold on, Leon Flock is totally not called up for the U.S. U20s because he's first over 21, and second, I believe he's still half German. I mean, I believe he can register for the United States national team. I don't know where his eligibility lies, but he's also half German. No, the person you're thinking of is Brian Craig.
Brandon Craig. We're all over the place today.
All right, he has to go take a walk. Mr. Craig, we apologize, but yes, you, Quinn, Paxton, and Jack will all be representing the United States of America in the U20 tournaments, and couldn't be prouder of that, And look, we've said this before, but I think a few of those names are going to be, representing this country in 2026, and that's going to be really exciting to see.
Yeah, what Jack McGlynn is in 2 or 3 years is going to be really exciting to see what happens there. So
I'm very curious. I don't ever. It would be very interesting if a active Union player ever played for the national team, Like not now. Like McGlynn, Jack McInerney did once upon a time. You know, we occasionally had
Brendan and Mark both did.
Yeah, but I'm saying now in terms of for like the number one club, mainly because I believe we're gonna get rid of them before that happens.
Gotcha.
Like, you know,
Yeah,
I believe like a lot. Like maybe we bring in someone who's MLS or who is national team caliber, but from our academy system, it's going to be like, I don't ever think we're going to have a guy who's like actively playing for the national team on our
because
roster.
If they're that good to play at that level for a long period of time, they're not going to be here. Yeah.
Once upon a time, MLSers didn't really flood the national team, but they were like a decent chunk of it now, and I'm just like, you're going to end up with what, maybe Long, Acosta, Zimmerman.
Yeah.
And who knows if Jesus is still a FC Dallas player by then, like, you know. So I think it's going to be, you're not going to see as many MLSers play for the U.S. national team. Like, people actively on an MLS roster playing for the U.S. national team moving forward.
Some might hope for that because some weren't too happy with the amount of MLS players.
The ML, like, it's all about perception, too, because the reason why they're saying they don't want the MLSers is because they believe that they're inferior. Just because they play Major League Soccer. Mm-hmm. Which is like, okay, I get inherently why you think that. But at the same time, like, I told this story last week, but I'll tell it again. When I went to Palermo to watch Palermo FC, who are actually now in Manchester, training at City's grounds. They're really integrating into the family now.
Yeah.
They all hopped the plane from Palermo to Manchester for that great British weather this time of year. And, they're hanging out with Citigroup. But when we were watching that game, I said with very strong confidence the Philadelphia Union would beat the hell out of Palermo. Like, if they were to play each other, that the Philadelphia Union would tear these guys apart. And I believe that to this moment. And I believe that, you know, that should be the conversation about where, you know, MLS is in comparison to the rest of the world. That line should be a lot more blurred than it has been. And I don't think anyone's recognized it yet. Soon they will. You know, we still have to shake that whole retirement league thing. And getting Bale and Chiellini and all these guys is not helping that. But, you know, if there were more global competitions for which MLS is participating in so they could showcase their ability, I would believe the Philadelphias, the LAFCs, you know, even a Montreal would, you know, make an impact and do some damage.
Yeah. And so we'll switch gears a little bit here. You know what? Now I want to go back real quick and mention Quinn Sullivan again because we didn't really hit on it.
Not on the 22-22.
If Quinn got a little extra time this year, Quinn Sullivan?
He has to be 23. No, I was saying he has to be 23rd on the list of the 22 under 22.
Oh, yeah, he's 23rd on the list.
He has to be 23rd or 24.
23 years old.
No, he's like 15 years old. Like he barely shaves.
But no, we were talking about it before we started here. He's had 211 minutes this season, and I mean, if he had any more time, he would obviously be on this list. And like we've talked about it numerous times about the depth that this team has, and
it's a logjam.
And the players we have sitting on the bench just ready to go whenever they're called upon. So really exciting. Really exciting.
But you know, I think it's a great situation to have because I do believe the next 2 years there's going to be a mass exodus of talent from this team for the most obvious reasons in the universe. So you definitely want to have those guys in waiting for when the turnover begins, because you know, it won't be like it's. I mean, obviously it depends on the success of this season. The team mess around and win MLS Cup. A lot of these guys could be out here sooner rather than later. But I would say as a whole, you know, there's about 5, 6, 7 guys that you're saying to yourself, yeah, you're not going to be here in 2 years.
Oh yeah,
know?
So speaking of the young guys, speaking of the depth we have, Union 2
clinched
a berth into the MLS Next Pro playoffs. So
good for them. I'm really happy.
They finished up their regular season with a record of 11-9-4, with 40 points, which was enough to make it in the playoffs. There, they now play Toronto FC 2 in the Eastern Conference.
We
semifinals
really need to rethink
there.
some of these names.
Well, you know, it is MLS Next.
No, I know,
so,
but
I mean,
like. What is Dallas's like North Texas Soccer Club or something?
Well, I think that's gone. Well, that's not part of MLS. Is it part of this?
No, they're in the other bracket.
I'm gonna look up.
They're on the other side of the bracket as far as
I'm actually gonna look this up real quick.
Well, what I'm saying is, I'm like, remember Swoop Park Rangers? Like, remember when that was Kansas City's second team was Swoop Park Rangers? I want that back. I want these teams to just have I want Bethlehem Steel back. Like, I don't like U2. You know, I want it to be like minor leagues, you know, where like you have the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. Like, I like that stuff. You know, it's like obvious who's the affiliate of it. So you figure out what's like a union offshoot, you know, like, or something equivalent. But yeah,
there are many out there clamoring for a Bethlehem Steel return. But
look, you put some lights in the league, but like you can't move the team again.
No,
like the team's here forever in Chester.
But give me a better name.
But you can get
there's a long list of names.
There, like, just name it Chester. Name it like Chester.
Yeah,
exactly. Like name it after the city of Chester.
Exactly.
But hey, what can you do?
And so just to follow up on that MLS Next Pro season.
Yeah, North Texas is still there, right?
North Texas is in the playoffs, at spot number 4 in the Western Conference.
Yes.
Columbus Crew 2 finished the season at the number 1 spot.
Yes.
16 wins, 3 losses. So there's that.
Crew 2.
Great job there. So, yeah, we'll see what the Union 2 can do in the playoffs. And I mean, they have a great roster as well. They have a lot of first-team players.
They have a lot. Shout out to Jesus Bueno.
You know, Matt Freeze, Matt Ria, Jesus Bueno's down there. Anton Sorensen.
It was Donovan plays for them too, right? He gets some minutes.
Donovan gets some minutes down there.
Yeah.
Obviously, Brendan Craig gets some minutes down there. So, I mean, yeah.
I think U2 could play a lot of U2 consistently stayed together because obviously I think they deal with fluctuations of roster a lot.
Oh, of course, because you got guys coming up and down and
right. Like Matt Freeze is not available some weeks, so you got to go to the backup keeper and all that stuff. But I feel like if U2 stuck together with just their core starting 11, they could probably be decently formidable.
And I do know Paxton's been I think Paxton's been playing a lot there. And
no, they all. I mean, if there's a home game and then there's a MLS Pro game the next day. All of those guys are playing the next day, you know. Jesus has been a backup for us so long, but it's Martinez never gets subbed out, so he doesn't play. But that'd be interesting. If Martinez leaves in the next year, I would love to see the Jesus Bueno experience, because I'm ready for him.
The Jesus Bueno experience. Chris Donovan, most goals on U2, 8 goals.
Do me luck. We also haven't seen him yet. Truly,
not in a form that you can even.
Because all the guys in front of him are, even Corey Burke is playing fairly well right now. So it's it's hard to even get
Paxton has 5 goals as well down there with the.
I mean, it's all these guys are doing great, and then if they played for any other team, they'd be probably playing quality first team minutes. But because the depth of this squad is what it is, what can you do?
Awesome. Well, that completes my rundown.
Is that it? That's all you got? All right, let's see. Let's recap. Yeah. So, supporter shield situation.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
I'll do it. Here, fuck it. You just go over there. Get comfortable. I got this.
Fine.
So, supporter shield situation. We are now tied with LA on points because MLS is MLS. We have to win out, and they would have to lose both games for us to tie them in wins. So therefore, they will automatically get the win situation, even if we finish on points. Every other league does goal differential.
Yeah,
we do wins. Cool, whatever. I mean, it is the rule. No use crying over the spilled milk. I appreciate Los Angeles choking so hard to even get us in this situation in the first place, because they should have ran away with this shit. So the fact that we're even down to the last 3 games two games now, last 2 games with LA even being here is just shouts to y'all getting world-class players and somehow becoming a worse soccer team. That's great. I love that. But look, the Atlanta game stings, but it can't. I'm not shocked we tied Atlanta.
I'm not even it's not even on my radar or things that I care about at this point, because it's you're away on the road. You've been in great form. It's not like you're not LA right now where you're three losses in and clamoring for a win. So, I mean.
No, and it's your best game, your worst game ended in a 0-0 tie. It's that's basically you've had 2 really bad games this whole year. It was the Cincinnati game, and it probably was this game. Because even the Chicago game, you weren't bad. You just let goals in. Yeah. So I would say ultimately this is probably your second worst performance of the year, and you still walked out of Atlanta 0-0. So, it sucks that you had the driver's seat for the supporter shield, and now once again you need help. But I also didn't necessarily believe the Union were going to win all 3 of these games to close out the year. I thought they were going to probably get points in all of them, but to win all 3. Because, again, look, Atlanta's fighting for their life, you know. Toronto is full of talent. Whether they're good, whether they're, you know, they're obviously out of the playoff contention, but they are still full of individuals that can turn the game on its head. So these games are going to be difficult. But, you know, LA's got Portland and Nashville, and both of those teams are fighting for playoff positioning and all that. So it's going to be a dogfight. We might get some help here, but we also got to take care of Charlotte, got to take care of Toronto, and hope for the best.
Exactly, yeah. And we have a friendly this weekend. We didn't bring that up yet. We got to... Is anybody...
Sure. I'll be there. Actually, I'm going to pop my head in because I haven't been to a game in 4 matches, so I feel like I should probably show up to this. Look, mid-season friendlies are weird.
It is.
Okay, You
want to stay fresh during the international break.
We're in a playoff
chase. I get it.
We are literally in the middle of who plays?
What do you mean who plays?
Who are you playing this week?
Pachua?
No. I know the team you're playing, but who are you? If you are Jim Curtin,
what players are playing? Yeah.
The entirety of Union.
You play all your U2 guys.
Well, what's the point of that?
Maybe keep everybody a little fresh. Maybe your young guys.
You can't play any person that is paramount to your success in MLS Cup, which is 87% of the first team. Because of the way that the team is structured.
Do you think a single starter of our starting 11
Nathan Harrell.
starts?
I think Nathan Harrell gets minutes.
And that's if you consider Harrell a starter over him.
Yes. I don't think Bedoya plays.
I mean, McGlynn probably plays.
I think McGlynn plays.
No, they'll be out with
they'll be playing playoffs. No,
they'll be with the U20s.
The U20s, yeah. No, you got. No, it's the entire It just doesn't make sense to do anything else other than play U2. Yeah. Right? It just doesn't make any sense.
If they go out there and have any more than 1 or 2 starters, then I'm not sure why we're...
what's the point of that? What is the point of the game? Right? What is the point of this game?
What's the point of any friendly match?
No, friendlies have their moments.
That's what I mean. But
preseason friendlies, right? You know, if your team's completely out of it, I get it. Like a Capione's Cup situation, which, cool. I know New York is celebrating that like it's a trophy and it's shiny, and I get it. That's a glorified friendly, right? It just is that's what really this is. If everyone's going to shit on the Club World Cup as a Chelsea fan, that's not a real tournament. The Capione's Cup is the lesser, it's the Community Shield mid-season. It's a mid-season Community Shield.
That's exactly what it is.
Which is so weird, but whatever. But no. I don't get the point of this. It does not help us. It will not keep us sharp. We don't need it to keep us sharp. You know, I just want this game to not happen. I want there to be a lightning delay of biblical proportions. I want Noah's motherfucking ark to show up here and make sure we don't play this game. That would be my ideal. That's not going to happen. But then I'm just saying play every person in U2. Matt Freese gets time, all right? You know, Bendick gets some minutes, right? You know, that's cool. Donovan can play. Donovan can play.
We're gonna see what Donovan's
He can do sub. Bring up Sorensen. You know, bring up all of them and let them play. This is the stupidest thing. This is one of those things that you're like, you really could derail a season this way. Just having one of these random fucking games.
Yeah.
You know, just one of these guys goes down.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what was the point of any of this? Because it's not like we're making fans and Pachuas. All their fans are gonna be like, oh yeah, now we're not. Are you making money off of this? You know, are you making friends this way? Are you making relationships with these teams or something? Because I just don't see the physical.
What you're saying is there's got to be an ulterior motive here. There's something
else. Not even an ulterior motive.
A motive outside of the team playing the game.
Because here's the thing. This is some MLS 1.0 shit is really what I'm saying. It was a beautiful thing once upon a time when MLS was like, we're just going to bring over whomever the fuck wants to show up here. The Union have played Bournemouth. The Union have played Frankfurt. Teams that, by head and shoulders at the time, better than the Union. But at the same time, I'm like, who is this for? Who is this? When Barcelona plays Red Bull, I get that. It's Barca bleeping Loda. I get that. But it's just who are you? No, these guys, the fans of the team that are coming here don't want to come here.
Correct.
Well, I don't want to go there.
Yeah, I don't know.
What is this?
I don't.
Anyway, I'm sorry. That's my rant for the day.
All right. Do we wrap it up? Do we keep this one nice and short and sweet?
No, that's
what do you
fine.
think?
We're good now.
What do you think? We're
yeah,
good?
That's fine. Shout out to the ugly ass U.S. national team jerseys. They're really fucking
Horrible.
ghastly.
It's like, I don't...
They're bad.
What?
I really want to come around on them, and I'm not. I already know that I'm going to hate these forever.
Exactly. Like, it's one of those things that's like, maybe eventually I will like it.
No.
The white ones, definitely not.
The white ones
The blue
are,
ones, I could see
I could
maybe
live with
coming
them.
around
They're a
on
training
those.
top. They're a training top. All right. And here's the funny part. I saw Argentina's training uniforms, and they look very similar to the first team uniforms of the United States of America. And I'm like, that's so on brand. Adidas absolutely kicks everyone's ass in this cycle. Puma needs to go. We need to stop with Puma. Puma, look, keep your Italian national team contract. Throw everything else into the fucking river. You guys are so bad at making jerseys. It's like, bring back Umbro. Like, bring back some of the old soccer companies of yore, you know. Bring back like Joppa, you know. Bring back the good guys. Like this shit that Nike put out this year. Did you see Portugal's kit?
Yeah, I did.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Nike. You're Nike. Like, you're Nike. Like, you're supposed to be the ones. Like, you're supposed to be where everyone zags, you zig. You know, where everyone says traditionalness, you're like fucking Sparks, man. And they went so conservative.
It honestly seems like they just sat down for like 2 hours and just said, all right, this is it. We're done. 2 hours and we're done designing this completely. Let's move on.
I think the golden age of soccer jerseys has passed. I think they stopped making long sleeve jerseys. That was the first moment that I knew that we were collapsing the soccer jersey market.
When I can buy an Andre Blake jersey, that is the day.
Well, that's just because MLS is just fucking incompetent. I don't know what to tell you about that. That's the stupidest thing in the absolute universe. Is like the Major League Soccer is going to promote Andre Blake as the only union person worth promoting for like the last 4.5 years of the team's existence, and they don't make goalie jerseys.
No,
cool.
and this is probably one of the few things that Alexi Lawless has said that people don't get totally mad at, is that there's so many American things that you could put on a jersey. There's so much about the American culture, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
Just put some stars and stripes on it. Like,
no, it just
I mean,
but this is what I'm saying. Like, you had the Waldo kit was a masterpiece, right? The stripes that resemble, like, hell, pay an homage back to the '94 kit with the fucking denim. Like, you did things that made you interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
And made it American. Like, I get some of these countries where, like, the Italians, like, we wear blue.
I get
we
those,
wear blue.
I get those traditional countries that have had wearing very.
You saw Nike fucked up Croatia's kit. Yeah, Croatia usually has the full checker. Yep. They did a blotched checker. There's only a couple of checkers.
Everybody just wants to.
It's just, look, when you, like, look, England wears white, right?
Yeah.
England wears white. France wears blue, white, and red. That's how they do their kits. Italy wears all blue. You know, we have these standards set. The United States of America hasn't figured that shit out yet. And it's a white kit is the default kit. But everything else is pure chaos after that. Because it's just like, do we have a sash? No, we don't have a sash. Do we have hoops? No, we don't have hoops. Do we have stripes this year? No, we don't have stripes. Remember that pinstriped one? Like that baby blue one with pinstripes all down it? Like, that was better than this one. Better kit than this one.
I'm trying to find these jerseys that, like, there was so many jerseys on Twitter, like concepts that people come up with. It's like,
call
why?
Icarus.
What are we doing
Call
here?
my boys at Icarus Football in Philadelphia. They will make you 50 kits better than what the, like, it's just, please,
throw some stripes on there.
It's just anything, like the hoops. Bring back hoops. Because, like, no one else really does hoops really well. And I'm like, if the United States, it's like in your fucking actual flag is hoops. Mm-hmm. So bring back the hoops. Bring back red and white hoops. Put blue shorts on them. Let that be your default kit for the country. Just let that be. And then you can do whatever you want with the secondary kit. You can make it red. You can make it blue. You can make it maroon. You can make it purple. I don't give a bleep. You can go back to the black ones that everyone hated. All of that's fine. But this whole, like, remember when the women had black and neon green for a World Cup. It was like the 2017 World or the 2015 World Cup. And I just remember Abby Wambach wearing black and white and then just neon green on the bottom of her socks. And I'm just like, where was that level of creativity the last 10 years of U.S. soccer?
Is it that hard? Like, I just don't.
It's baffling to me.
It's one of those things of like, ask 5 people. Ask 5 people with like 5 U.S. soccer fans what their thoughts on these jerseys are, and 4 out of 5, maybe even 5 out of 5, would have told you that this probably wasn't the best idea.
It's quite infuriating because you just don't get it. You just like
exactly. They just don't get it.
It's just you're trying to sell this, right?
Exactly.
Like you want people to buy this, right? Like the last time I bought a U.S. national kit and I felt good about it was the Bomb Pops. The Bomb Pops for, I believe that was the 2014
That's
World
the last
Cup.
time?
It was the last time. Well, I felt good about it.
Well, I had to get a Brendan Aronson U.S. men's.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I honestly remember it was the American Airlines one where it was like the stripes, but it was also just like the wings of an American Airlines plane. That one, better kit.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, you wasted good kits. All right. There was, and then we're going to wrap up the pod after this. I know we're going long.
It's okay.
There was this one kit, and I believe it was the Gold Cup. And I think it was in Philly.
I'll look this up.
It was navy and red. It was hoops. And they had stars. That one. Yes. Devin just pulled it up on his laptop. It was a lot of jersey nerds will remember this. What year was that?
2017 Gold Cup.
The 2017 Gold Cup jersey that had stripes on it and it had stars on the sleeves. I'm saying if you just splash the Nike, like the actual word Nike, over the swish right now, you have a top 4 jersey in U.S. history. Yeah. And they wasted that on a Gold Cup. Like a Gold Cup. No one cares. I was at the matches. No one cares. Also, you saw the American Airlines one there too. Yeah, no. Bring back the stripes, my guys. Like Nike, I know you're not listening, but holy crap, bring back the stripes. Like, here's the thing. So bad. The kits that we just gave up, where everyone hated the whole, hexagon, glitch kit thing they were doing, still a better kit.
Yeah.
Still a better kit.
I would buy that one over that.
I'd rather them wear that into the World Cup this moment. The glitch kit, because the home jersey was so clean that I'm just like, I miss it already. It just had the badge, the swish, and the number, and it worked. But this whole thing about, we got to give it a collar, we got to move the badge to the middle, then we got to give them wingtips on the fucking
The badge
arms.
to the middle thing is stupid. Is the thing.
So stupid.
And why do you put that little blue collar there? It just doesn't.
But you also know your women are the World Cup champions. So they
where
have
are you
to
gonna
put
that?
the patch over their fucking heart now is the World Cup patch, while the fucking U.S. patch is in the middle of their chest. And it's just, this screams incompetence on multiple levels. It is just how are you you're Nike? You are Nike.
This is a warm-up jersey from 2021, and it
the
is still
Volkswagen
better.
trading
It
top
is still better.
Still better. I'm just like, you're Nike. I'm glad they didn't fuck up France's uniforms at least, because I would have gone to Beaverton myself if they did that. France had the best. France almost every year has the most elegant kits in the World Cup, and I was waiting for them to be like, let's fuck this up real quick.
Alrighty, well, let's wrap it up. We'll keep it short and sweet this week.
Yeah, that's not short anymore. I can guarantee that, but it was sweet.
Alrighty, well, thank you everybody for listening. We will be back next week, possibly. We will see you guys this Saturday.
Bye, y'all.